Hey y'all, welcome back to Reality Check Please. I'm your host Cassie and happy Sunday. We are back with a not Islander update, but a Love Island All-Stars recap for episode 29. Now, I know we look a little different, but that's because my laptop broke. I don't know what happened. Truly, I have no idea. I was actually getting ready to record for you guys on Thursday and it just completely, like, the screen completely went to crap. So I don't know what happened. It's on its way to Apple right now. We're getting it repaired. I can use Manny's laptop, but we will get some videos for you guys this week for sure. It may take me a little while longer, but it'll happen. Even if it's just like this, it's gonna happen. So we have a lot to cover today. We're gonna recap episode 29. We're just gonna kind of put together the TikTok recaps that I've made, and I want to know what you guys think of this season so far. There's so much drama and we have a lot of hot takes, so I want to know yours. With that all being said, don't forget to like, share, comment, subscribe. Yesterday was our birthday, guys. It was our first year anniversary. A year ago, Manny and I started our podcast and we dropped our very first episode called Love at First Bite. This was when our podcast was about, or our channel was about, the food service industry, which is how me and Manny met. It was fun while it lasted because now I actually have so much more fun doing this with you guys and also him. Because of you, we were able to get to almost 1,500 subscribers in 1 year. Our goal this year at the end of it is definitely to have 5,000 subscribers. And with Love Island USA and UK coming around the corner, I have a feeling we can definitely make that goal, considering we'll be recapping it from the very start, but we can't do it without your help. So definitely give us any little bit of engagement because it will for sure help. A like, a share, a comment. Let me know where you guys are watching from. All that stuff truly helps. I hope you guys had a great and fabulous Valentine's Day with your loved ones. And if you didn't, my love goes out to you guys. With that all being said, again, let me know where you're watching from and let's jump right in. Belle just keeps proving after every episode how she can dish it, but she cannot take it. After tonight's episode and the recoupling, when Leanne recoupled with Scott and Lucinda turns around to her and Scott and says, "Cuties, you guys look so happy," Belle had a lot to say under her breath, chatting shit about Lucinda to Whitney. And when Lucinda is recoupling with Shannon in her speech, she talks about like her experience and time in the villa. I don't think it's wrong of her or out of reason to share her experience as a whole and the hypocrisy that comes with Belle. Sammie is also such a follower. It's so painful to watch. After the recoupling, when it's Belle, Millie, and Sammie, and they're chatting, when Lucinda comes up to them, Belle quickly gets up and Sammie follows. Like, we get it, Sammie. You can't form your own opinion. You have to literally walk in step motion with Belle. We get it. And I can't remember which one of Belle or Sammie it was, but I think it was Sammie when she was talking to somebody and saying how nobody else made their speech about anybody else other than their couple. Wrong again. When Harrison was making his speech, he says, he describes the two women that he's getting to know, Cher and Belle. And he even makes comments about how Belle has been treated unfairly in this villa. Okay, by who? It's like it all stems from her behavior and her hypocrisy. And when Jessy chose Tommy instead of Zach, Millie in her recoupling even mentioned how she had been having a very rough couple of days because Zach was getting to know another girl. And even Cher made it a point to talk about how since she's been in the villa, she's gotten to know several different people. So everyone else can talk about their experience in the villa, but Lucinda can't. It's giving hypocrite. Like to mention, Sammie and Kieran are so boring. This is why I feel like Sammie has to make it an issue to literally just shit on Lucinda every single time. Like, babe, how long ago did she pick Kieran? Like, literally how long ago? Like, move on and get over it. Like, you need to stay in this villa, which is why you're playing it safe. Like, at this point, it's just boring. Your storyline with Kieran is getting boring. And the only thing that will keep her relevant in this season is clearly shitting on Lucinda, tag teaming it with Belle. I'm truly just so over Belle. I'm halfway through the episode. I just had to come and run and make this video because I was just so frustrated with both these two women. Sammie is such a follower. Her and Kieran can go home. I'm just so fed up with her, and Belle can follow along with them. Another thing, did that recoupling feel so forced? Like, it just felt so forced. I feel like they kind of pushed both the new bombshells to pick their like second favorite. I know for a fact that given the opportunity, Jessy probably would have picked Zach and not Tommy, and Harrison would have definitely picked, who was he getting? Cher, right? Not Belle. But I think they're just tired of friendship couples, so they're trying to like reset everybody into their like legit couple and then have two like bombshell randoms. I don't know. I don't think that Jessy would have picked Tommy as her first choice, much less Harrison with Belle. I don't believe it, but I want to know what you guys think. Pop off, and I'm gonna go finish the second half of this episode. What a dumpster fire of an episode. I will say, when Jess went up to Lucinda and Sean, it felt like she was gonna go and vent to her, basically Lucinda, not Sean, about her conversations with Tommy and Helena, considering she just came from that conversation with Helena. But no, she chose to attack our girl. And yes, attack and insert herself in a situation that literally had nothing to do with her. If everybody wants to scream that Lucinda inserted herself with like the whole Belle, Scott, and Leanne thing of it all, no, babe, this was inserting yourself. Because all Lucinda did with Belle was just clock her behavior and how hypocritical it was, considering she literally put Lucinda and Sean through the ringer for the past like 5-10 days. Also, did anybody else catch when Jess was first talking to Lucinda, she says, I know you. Well, I haven't seen you or spoken to you in a minute, but like, I know you. If you haven't seen somebody in such a long time and all you know of them is because you're like in the Love Island universe, no, babe, like you cannot speak about someone's character or personality the way she is claiming to speak about Lucinda. Let's be so for real. I said this in my previous video, how I feel like Sammie has no storyline and her and Kieran are just so boring that she's found herself to be relevant through arguing with Lucinda. And now I'm feeling like Jess is doing that too. It's just giving literally random, like literally Sammie and Belle have been screaming from the rooftops to Lucinda, mind your business, mind your business. Well, babe, Jess, mind your business. Then when Sean not confronted her, but just went up to her around everybody else, like half of the villa in the kitchen, she chose to rile herself up. Sean got to a point where he knew like, okay, she's not listening to me. I'm literally going to stay calm. And he literally just kept repeating himself like, you know what? You're going to do you. Something along those lines, like calm as a cucumber, cool as a cucumber, did not raise his voice not once, but she chose to rile herself up. He walked away. She ran to Belle to cry and create a situation out of literally nothing. Not only that, like she created this situation, got Belle all riled up. And then when she realized like what she did, she tried to like walk it back and say, well, I don't want to say that he like came out here to attack me because that's not what he did. Then you have Sammie of all people chiming in and saying, no, he did do that. Like what? Like Sammie just has to literally go against whatever Sean and Lucinda are doing. Like it's truly gotten so pathetic. Like Belle saying, this is boring. They're making the villa unbearable. No, babe, you are making the villa unbearable. You are literally boring. Like I am just so tired of Sammie, Belle, and clearly I'm like already tired of Jessy. Like she can also leave now. I truly want to know what you guys think. Like, does anybody else feel like just Belle is the one creating the hostile environment? Like, yes, Lucinda may be like shady or whatever, or she may be slick, or she may be clever in what she does, but the one who is actually creating a hostile environment for everybody is Belle. Like, does nobody see it? Belle and Sammie. I want to walk it back to like the ending of this triangle when Belle and Scott like were having a conversation where he was going to like set the boundaries. Where does she get off? Like continuing to just look at him so condescending, like she's right about everything. And then she insinuates like, well, when this comes out, like you'll see. No, babe, like we are going to see just how two-faced and hypocritical you are. Like I stand by what I said, that Belle is the one creating a hostile environment for everybody. Moving on to this trio, like this new love triangle, because let's be so for real, Cher does not want Jack. Anybody with eyes can see that. I truly wholeheartedly believe that Harrison was pushed by production to not pick Cher and not break up another couple and not continue this cycle of friendship couples. Clearly, Belle is single as a Pringle, and so is Tommy. Same thing for Jess. I don't think that Jess would have picked Tommy. I think she was pushed by production to pick Tommy and not pick Zach, to not break up another couple and continue this cycle of friendship couples. Did anybody else feel that? Because clearly Whitney also caught onto it. On the topic of Whitney, because clearly she inserted herself into this whole mess, does anybody else feel like it is a very much double standard when it comes to like Lucinda not minding her business and like having opinions and speaking on them whenever throughout the villa, but clearly everybody else can? Because Whitney clocked what kind of was going on in this dynamic. It was very obvious that Cher did feel disappointed when Harrison did not pick her, and you could tell that she did feel like he was going to pick her. Again, it goes back to the whole, I feel like it was all production planted and pushed to not pick their top choices and pick the obvious choices, which were the single people. Now, do I think Whitney's intentions were genuine? Yes. I just think that her delivery and the edit that we got was a little weird. It did kind of give off like you are inserting yourself. Now, Whitney's a firecracker. She has no issue like telling you how it is. But I don't think that that's her intentions. I just think that that's who she is, and we love that for her. We need somebody like that, though, because we hate people to just continue to talk behind other people's backs and not say what they mean and mean what they say. But Whitney never takes it too far and does like a Belle. Like Belle is just completely like creating a hostile environment, whereas Whitney, she's a little sassy. She tells it like it is. Sometimes it comes off a little like too harsh, but I don't think that there's like ill intent. But the drama between both Cher and Whitney did kind of catch me off guard, because this was the first time we saw like where things kind of escalated. Whitney was kind of being a little shady, you know. I mean, clearly Cher was literally right next to her, and she was like talking about her, like how she was just still stuck on that conversation. I don't know, like that kind of, I don't know if it was just the edit and it didn't make sense, because in the kitchen it just felt like that edit was just a little too weird, but then their argument at the end wasn't. I don't know. Let me know what you guys think. To wrap it up, do we think that Carrington's going to jump onto Jess? Because I think so. Poor Tommy boy, poor Tommy and poor Helena, they cannot catch a break. It just goes back to production pushing these bombshells couples, and I feel so bad for Helena and for Tommy, because I feel like Carrington is playing a game and he's just trying to like skate along and wait till the next best thing comes. And I don't think that he's into her as much as he's saying that he is, and she should have just kind of stayed broken up with him. But that's just me, and maybe he would have like hit it off with Jess. But what do you guys think? Pop off. We talked about a lot today, and this episode was such a dumpster fire. I'm going to go binge watch the next two on Daily Motion.